Hi, I'm here to talk about today the 4 things that I did to keep my wife happy, myself happy, and actually get a lot done at work. So let's dig in. So we all have a wife, right? I expect you to have a wife or husband or whatever. If you don't have a wife, you probably have a husband, or you have a girlfriend, or dad and mom, or whatever. So probably you have friends that you want to go out with. So listen to these 4 things that I did to actually get everyone happy. I'm happy. Everybody is happy. Happy wife, happy life. Pretty much that's what it is. Listen to these 4 things. Hey, I'm back. So the 4 things that I'm going to talk about today is really everything related to work-life balance. So what happens is that I was working so hard in my business and working so hard in all these kind of things. Plus, I was having a full-time job, and I, a very young daughter. So she's actually a baby. She's only a toddler right now. So I was pretty much just forgetting about them and just focusing too much in one thing, and I wasn't having that work-life balance that I really wanted to have between full-time work and starting business and basically my family. So I decided to come up with 4 things and do something about it. So these 4 things are really all related to that. So I hope you I'm gonna leave this, okay? And I hope you look at them and apply them, because it really works. It worked for me, and it's gonna work for you. So one of the very first things when you are an entrepreneur, you think working for yourself is good, it's amazing, you're gonna have your own money, you can control your time and everything, but you actually end up working most of the time, because at the same time there's a higher risk. There's all these different things that you need to think about, which is completely different when you are an employee. When you are an employee, you pretty much just go work, you do your thing, and you just live, right? So you don't need to worry about anything else. But at the same time, it's very limiting. So that's why as a business owner, it's very important to keep this work-life balance and separate things, especially if you work from home. For me, this was a key for actually getting started and getting to do things in a better way, because I was working pretty much like crazy every single day, whole day, and all these things. So the very first things that I did actually, in my case, was to talk to my family. The second thing was to create a schedule. The 4th thing is a to-do list, and the last thing is to focus and stop multitasking. Right, so we'll go through each one of the things here very quickly, but I invite you to visit us into the 3stepsbusiness.com, where you will find a link here in the comments of this video, where you will actually be able to read the complete information about what I'm talking about here. So basically, first thing, you talk to your family. That's very, very important. You need that emotional support from your family all the way, right? So you need to talk to them. You can't just start doing things without talking to them first, and that's what I did. So I talked to my wife. I consider her needs, my needs, our child time needs, and everything, and I just put all that together into my life, into the things that I have to do. So that's a really big part and very important part for me on what I have to do. So I pretty much just put that all together, understanding what are the time needs for them or what my work time needs. I was able to create a schedule, which is our second tip. Basically, creating a schedule will allow you to control your time, right? And knowing that you have a time slots to do something, it will drive you into completing things in a better way. So there's something that is called the vacation time slotting, right? I call it that way, pretty much, for holiday time slotting. It is something that is very interesting. So when you're an employee, or even when you're a business owner and you have you know that you're gonna go on holidays, you pretty much work very, very hard during those days, because you know it's a set day, set time that you have to stop, right? And you need to complete all these things towards that day, that if you don't do it, you know something that's gonna be a consequence, pretty much. So work your life that way, right? On a holiday mindset, on a holiday mindset, pretty much. So basically what you do is every single thing that you do, just create a time slotting, so you're gonna get the most out of that time, because you know is limited, right? We all have limited time here in life, so use that to control your working time and your life and your enjoyment time at the same time, so you don't end up working too much or enjoying too much that you actually neglect your time to work and get things done. Then you will see that everything will get done on time. Third, so we've talked about, you talk to your family, you create this schedule, and out of that schedule you need to include something to do on those time slottings, which is basically your to-do list. So having a to-do list is very, very important. Some people say that it's trivial and they just forget about it and pretty much don't do it, but remember the concept that failing to plan is planning to fail. So pretty much you need this to-do list to fill up your schedule and your working time. Otherwise you're gonna end up working without any objective, right? So you want to complete an objective, and you then break it down into to-do tasks that you're gonna complete in those time slots that you create during those schedule, which will lead us into the next tip, which is focusing. So pretty much you have talked to your family, you've created your schedule, you fill it up with to-do lists, and out of the to-do lists, what you do is just focusing on one task at a time. Stop multitasking. There's been researchers that multitasking pretty much reduces your productivity as much of a 40%. That's pretty high when you have a lot of things to do, you want to enjoy your life, spend time with your family, and stop worrying about it and still getting things done. So just make sure you focus on one thing at a time. Take time when you are with your family, for example, just unplug yourself, turn off your phone, don't use anything else, put your computer away, just stay with them, turn off your TV, if that's the case. If you're not watching a movie with them, you don't need your TV on. So spend time with them, focus on one thing, and get that thing done. I did actually a research on myself. I spent 1 week multitasking into 5 different tasks, and the week after, what I did is focusing on one task a day and get it done to completion. So it turned out that the first week I only completed pretty much between 50 and 60% of each one of the tasks in 1 week. And the next week, when I decided to focus on one task at a time, I actually completed the 5 tasks, one a day, 100%. I actually had extra time to do other things. Email, for example, is a very time-consuming thing. Just check emails twice a day. That's all I do. Turn out all the notifications. When you're focused, on work, just focus on work and don't do anything else. If you want to listen to music and that helps you focus, which is what I do, here are my friends. These are my friends to help me focusing with music, very good music. And yeah, just get on with it and just get to do one thing at a time. Okay, so those are my 4 things to achieve my work-life balance, and I hope this helped and you start doing it yourself. You can read more about it in that site, which is 3stepsbusiness.com. You will find a lot more information in there, but basically this is your take. 4 tips: talk to your family, create a schedule, create a to-do list to fill up the schedule, and focus on one thing at a time when you are doing your to-do list. That's all for me now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because there's a lot more to talk about, and I'll be sharing all this with you very, very soon.